Well, we've got a whole lot more in terms of milder weather for this coming next few days. Now, we are off to a decent start. Today, we got into the mid-50s. Now, obviously, with the sun setting, temperatures are going to start to drop. And with nothing going on, we're going to continue to see some pretty chilly overnight lows. But thankfully, with building cloud cover tonight, I don't think it's going to be necessarily as bad. Right now, we're sitting in the upper 30s, mid-30s, 37 in Lebanon, 41 in Lancaster, 38 in Harrisburg, and 34 in York as we get through the rest of the night tonight. Thankfully, winds remaining relatively light. Wind chills will not be a factor. We do drop into the mid to low 30s, so that is something to consider adding on that layer as you head out the door, but you won't have to add on that extra layer because the winds aren't going to be necessarily that strong. So a bit of good news for your Tuesday before you get out to work. As we get through the next several days, I think the better news is that we get into the 60s by Saturday, but overall, it's going to be a very, very seasonable week. Many temperatures hovering around that 55-degree mark, and this is a big transition from what we saw just this past week, where we started with the first few days of spring, and it was cold, it was chilly at times, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this week and the coming weeks ahead, where we start to see more and more milder weather. One thing I do want to point out about what we're seeing over the next several days, several rain chances, including one on Wednesday. That one's pretty much a sure thing. I do want to point out that the models have not necessarily been super consistent on the timing and impacts for some other rain chances. So this one on Thursday, this is the GFS model. It shows a little bit of rain. On the Euro, it shows it a little bit scaled back to the east. And I'll also point out on Sunday, it's also looking like there is some question as to whether we'll actually see some rain on Easter Sunday. I'll tell you this, if we do see any rain, it's really going to be confined to areas closer to that Maryland border. Further to the north, we're not really expecting anything, but we'll keep you updated as those models continue to change and refine themselves. When we get a clearer picture, we'll give you a better idea of exactly what to expect. But overall, as I mentioned, lots to look forward to with this week, especially that Saturday. Some sunshine at times, 60 degrees there, getting back into the mid-50s heading into that Monday. But overall, a relatively dry week. If you have outdoor plans, this might be the week to make them. If not, you can always wait, and we'll see what's to come over in the near future.
Great. Thank you, Jackson.